People, it is finally over. Justice has been delivered in the case of the Diddler. Okay, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy Love, Brother Love, whatever you want to call him. Okay, Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop, All right. He's going to have to sit down for a minute, it turns out. Okay, so the sentencing has finally been handed down for the Diddy case, and the verdict is in. He has been sentenced to 4 years in prison. Okay, this is unsurprising to a lot of people. Some people thought he might have been getting the full 10, 11. I think it could have gone all the way up to 20 years if the judge really wanted to put him away for a long time. But he's rocking a steady 4 years in prison now. Okay, the judge has given him 4 years. It's official. TMZ have reported Diddy has finally received his sentence. Judge Aaron Subramanian has ordered him to serve a little over 4 years in federal prison. The sentence came down Friday, and it's longer than Diddy wanted. Remember, his legal team asked the judge for a 14-month sentence, while prosecutors wanted him to serve 11 years behind bars. He was ultimately given 50 months. Okay, and the 14-month sentence is quite interesting because that really was how much time he had served. They were really hoping that they could just get him out on a 14-month sentence, get him time served, get him out immediately, but he was denied his bail, and people knew he was definitely going to be getting more than 14 months. He's also required to pay a $500,000 fine, part of which will defray costs of imprisonment, but the judge did not impose restitution upon the victims. After announcing the sentence, the judge had some words for the strong women who testified about their horrific stories at the hands of the diddler. Okay, the judge said to Miss Ventura and to the other brave survivors that came forward, I want to say first, we heard you. Okay, the sentencing lasted several hours, and prosecutors blasted Diddy for scheduling what they call a speaking engagement this coming Monday in Miami, while his team focused more on character witnesses and the emotional side of Diddy's situation. So he really thought he was going to get out. He was planning a speaking engagement in Miami. He was thinking, I'm going to be diddling all over the world, getting busy, and that is not how it played out. The defense even played a video of Diddy with his kids in court, and towards the end of the hearing, Diddy stood up to address the court and actually apologized to Cassie. Okay, so let's see some of these videos. This is saying how it went down inside.
I was in the courtroom when Diddy was handed his 4-year prison sentence, and I'm going to tell you exactly how he reacted. It's Jacob Wasserman with TMZ, and today has been an absolute emotional roller coaster. It all started off with the judge recommending 70 to 82 months to Diddy in prison. The prosecutor said, no way, we want way more than that, 11 years minimum. From there, we heard from so many of Diddy's defense attorneys, all talking about how great of a guy he is, how he's done so much for the community, and if he gets another chance, he will not mess it up. The most gut-wrenching part was when his kids talked. All of them spoke at the podium, and his daughters could hardly get their words out. They were crying so much, all of them talking about how important it is to get their dad back in their life. And then we finally heard from the man himself. Diddy stood up and talked about how sorry he is, not just to Cassie and Jane, but to all victims of domestic violence, because so many people have seen that video of him brutally beating Cassie at the Intercontinental Hotel, and he felt clearly terrible about all of this. He then begged the judge for mercy, but the judge didn't necessarily give him mercy. He actually sounded a lot like the prosecutors. He was talking about how Diddy used coercion and violence to manipulate Cassie and Jane to participating in freak-offs that they wanted no part in. He said that he had to bring down a serious sentence, and actually ended up giving a sentence lighter than the probation board recommended. The probation board said that they wanted 60 months, he gave 50. So all in all, it shook out pretty well for Diddy. But when Diddy stood up to leave, he turned to his family and went, clearly he wasn't happy at all. His family, no one was really crying visibly, but I could tell they were all looking very serious. No one was happy that their loved one was going to prison, even if it was for a much shorter time than they might have anticipated. All in all, absolutely wild day.
So the P. Diddy meal ticket is gone, man. His family are bawling, they're crying, they're gutted that they can't have their diddler out on the streets to fund their lavish lifestyle, man. And he's going to be facing 50 months, man. He's going to be facing a decent amount of time. So a lot of the different subreddits have reacted. Okay, some people are disappointed. People on, this is the music subreddit, has they're saying only 5 years. This guy's going to come out and ruins everyone's life who testified against him or didn't take his side. He's a monster, and he's not going to stop being one. He can't stop. He won't stop. We already knew that, man. People saying, I bet $100 he's going to write a book. I didn't diddle everyone, but if I did it, here's how I would have diddled. I'd do it. If I diddied it. That's what they're saying he's going to release, okay? Saying the judge is missing a digit in there. But some people are basically saying, nah, the judge can't determine the sentence based on the conviction. and the judge did not, the judge can only determine the sentence based on the conviction, and the judge didn't determine guilt. The prosecution failed to convince the jury to convict him on the heavier charges. He was only convicted of 2 counts of violating the Mann Act, and from what I know, Combs has never been convicted in the past. He's always got the best lawyers, man. Many accusations, but he always beats it up, man. Okay, and this is serious. Okay, a lot of people are thinking, well, you know, he didn't get lined up with the worst parts and the RICO. The judge wasn't feeling it, man. The judge thinks what Diddy did was serious, and the sentence is reflecting that, okay? The news has been spreading all over the place, and I would say most people are actually surprised that he didn't get more time. This is the same post on r/entertainment. People are saying only 4 years is crazy, plus time served and the possibility of parole. He might be out by Christmas next year, but apparently that's not true. People are saying that's not right. Federal charges and sentencings are different. The maximum he could have his sentence reduced by for good behavior is 54 days per year, a maximum of 15%. He may get out in less than 4 years total, but it won't be by next Christmas. At best, he has to serve another 28 to 29 months in prison, even allowing for the 14 months already served. Okay, people are saying our justice system is an absolute effing joke. In the remarks before sentencing, the judge glazed him about inspiring a community of color. Diddy's been a laughing stock for his entire career. Let this be a lesson learned. If you're rich in America, major crimes are just oopsie daisies. If none of this happened, his legacy would be people joking about all of his dumb name changes. Okay, money doesn't buy happiness, but it certainly buys the justice system. Now, he was reportedly, despite what we just heard from that guy on TMZ talking about, he went, apparently it was worse. Apparently he was crying, he was bawling in the courtroom. Okay, this isn't what I thought. I was typing into the search bar, but we gonna fix it up. We gonna sort it out. So apparently he was crying in court during the sentencing. He was tearful. Okay, he was, I mean, he's looking like that painting, man. He's looking like that painting. What is it, The Scream? Yeah, they had him looking like Salvador Dali's The Scream in there. I ain't gonna lie, I might have to get this pressed up onto a canvas because this would make some fire artwork, man. But yeah, they had him looking in there, looking like a Dali painting in there, man, looking like The Scream. Okay, he was crying, he was bawling, people were gutted, people were saying he was crying like he didn't expect to get sentenced. He thought he was just gonna walk out of there, man. Saying he was looking like Corrado Jr. Soprano in The Sopranos, man. Oh my lord. Okay, so all the subreddits, everyone has just been taken aback by this. This is the r/Diddy trial subreddit that's just for the trial, okay? And people are saying that includes time served. Yes, they're calling it a slap on the wrist, okay? People have been saying Reddit's been so wrong about this trial every step of the way. Before the verdict, everyone here was positive he'd be found guilty on all charges. After the verdict, everyone here was positive he'd be out by the end of the year. This news should be no surprise for anyone who actually closely followed the trial. Okay, people are saying he'll be out in 2 and less, but that is unlikely, okay? People are saying the most likely scenario is that he could be out by 2028, okay? Inner City Press, an amazing reporter who always reports on a lot of these New York cases. He was instrumental in reporting the 6ix9ine case. He said Sean Combs was just sentenced to 50 months of incarceration by the judge. That's minus 14 months already served. So, yeah, basically, he was potentially facing 11 years. People are saying for the dudes that say free Diddy, my question to you is why? All right. All trolling aside, this is sad as hell. Dude ruined so many people's lives, including children, and basically God got the last say though. Okay. God got him down. God got him those years, man. God got him for at least the next 37 months. Okay. All these pictures of him in court are going viral. I'm surprised. I mean, he really going grey in there. He must be stressed out, man. Going full grey behind bars, teaching that course. Might need to get a little beard dye. I don't know if you can get any beard dye in jail. They're saying the artist did a great job of capturing the feelings of total letdown and misery in his mouth and cheeks. Yeah, the mouth and cheeks definitely portraying some misery there for sure. I mean, really downtrodden, really droopy looking Don. But yeah, it is what it is, man. They're saying the gray hair, hey, the courtroom artists, they kind of cooked. I ain't gonna lie, the courtroom artists actually cooked. Like these images, bruh, killed it. Is that, I guess, is that Elizabeth Williams who drew these? Absolutely killed it. Slayed. I gotta say, absolutely slayed the courtroom drawings. They're saying F Bad Boy as a record label and as a mother flipping crew. They're channeling their inner Tupac and letting it be known. Okay, they're saying the sentence is too short. He should have got life for this. They're saying it's like a slap on the wrist. Way too short. Wasn't it supposed to be double this? I don't know how you can listen to Cassie's testimony and give this cretin 4 years. I had a little faith, but I'm struggling to find the words to describe how disgusting this outcome is. Look, am I surprised? Honestly, I feel like there was no way he was ever getting no 11 years, 8 years, 9 years. I don't think that was ever happening. I would say 50 months. I'm a little surprised. That's actually more than I thought he was getting. I thought they might have hit him with like 28 months, 2 years, time served, make him serve a few more months, halfway house. I thought it would be actually lighter than this. I'm very surprised. It's interesting. I think it really is, despite what a lot of people are saying. I think this is a verdict that kind of does please everybody. Not in a Diddy kind of baby oil kind of way, but, in a true justice kind of way. He didn't get convicted on the most serious charges. I think if he got convicted of everything, I think we could have been seeing, double digits getting applied, 10, 15, 20 years. But, as everybody said, these were the kind of weakest charges. These were the most softball charges that were essentially in that indictment. But 50 months, I feel like we can agree that, justice kind of has been served. A lot of people said, free Diddy. Diddy didn't do nothing wrong. What he did wasn't that bad. They're criminalizing being freaky. But it does seem like Diddy's actions really did impact a lot of people's lives in a very negative way. Whether or not you think that, flying out prostitute, flying hoes, flying working girls around. What's the big deal? Apparently it is a big deal. Okay. Apparently he can't do that. Apparently that's not okay. He sucked all of these people into this very strange and bizarre web of freakiness that he had going on in his life. And that's not cool. It's not cool. I see a lot of people saying, Diddy got done dirty and all that kind of thing. But realistically, man, his weird, extreme sexual proclivities. Look, I ain't gonna lie, I get freaky at time to time, but freak-offs, flying people around the world, people that don't really want to be involved, taking things too far, it's not really acceptable. It's not really okay. You can call me square, call me vanilla, but I personally feel like it sounds like the way Diddy was freaking off was actually hurting a lot of people's feelings, making people feel coerced, making people feel like they were at risk, making people feel like they couldn't say no, and that is wrong at the end of the day, and we got to remember that. We can't lose sight of that. Just because Young Thug's danced around his wife beater with some baby oil, not okay. Okay, what Diddy was doing is not okay, and he's going to have to learn. Okay, no doubt he is going to be stewing in that jail cell feeling like justice was not delivered, but maybe there's a slim chance that he might actually reflect on his actions. He might actually reflect on the way that he impacted other people's lives for his own gratification, and realize that was actually wrong. Can't be doing that. But who knows, man? Few people probably going to have to go into hiding after Diddy gets released. But there you have it, man. That's 4 years, 50 months, however you want to call it. It is not a great look for the diddler. Okay. So if anything else happens, if I get my hands on any of those course materials from Free Game with Diddy, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. But this probably is the last we're going to hear of Diddy for a while. I can't imagine how lit that speaking engagement in Miami would have been. I mean, just imagine Diddy would have actually pulled up after everything that's gone on. That would have been wild. But anyway, there you have it, man. 4 years, the diddler, he's out of here.